Hello and welcome to episode 297 of the Heart of Markness Led Zeppelin podcast. Howdy do. I am Mark. This is what I do. Today we have a nice one, Kyoto, 1972. What is the date? I don't have that on me. Oh my God. October something, 1972. I accidentally closed the window. See, other people would re-record this, but not me. October 10th, 10/10/72. Kyoto, Japan. This is a fantastic sounding recording posted the other day on the YouTube channel by Led Zeppelin Boots. Another one that I came across and was like, because as you guys know, I haven't connected the most with Japan 72. I mean, it's kind of a little bit of a slightly awkward tour. It's mainly because it's compared to the 71 Japanese tour, which is unbelievable because they usually do all right in Japan, like Page Plant Japanese tour 96. Unreal. But I listened to this as I was rewriting resumes and cover letters and all that wonderful job searching stuff that one does when one is searching for a job. And I was playing in the background and I dug it. And I really dug it a lot. So I'm sharing it with you. Let me give you the set list, because here's what I'm going to do. You can go to heartofmarkness.com and download this entire concert right now, because that's how this works. I got this for free. It is shared for free. I share it with you for free. This is Led Zeppelin. The name of the recording is called the Kyoto Accord. Kyoto, October. Oh, this one says October 5th, 1972. Interesting. All right, sometime in October 1972. The notes say the 5th. The folder title says the 10th. And YouTube says the 10th. We'll go with the 10th. Here it is. Here is the set. It is first generation recording. Good stuff. Speed corrected by Dario Romero, with some gaps filled in. Are there more? Let me see. Oh, very interesting. Okay, there's two. It's a merge of two recordings. I apologize. The first one has in the notes October 5th, 1972. The second one, source 2, has October 10th, 1972. Alrighty. Cool. All right, thank you, Dario Romero, for speed correcting. And the two sources were used to fill in any missing gaps and present a clear, complete concert experience, as one does. Thank you to digital recording and digital music, because, 30 years ago, all this shit was just done tape to tape, and there's generational loss. I mean, very, very minimal if you had a really good system and really good ears and could set the bias and adjust the azimuth and stuff and get it perfect. But it's still not as good as this. Buttons on a keyboard. Alrighty, here's what I'm going to do. Oh, I haven't read the set list to you. I apologize. I got thrown by the dates. All right, we have Rock and Roll, Black Dog, Misty Mountain Hop, Since I've Been Loving You, The Song Remains the Same, The Rain Song, Dazed and Confused, Stairway to Heaven, Over the Hills and Far Away, Whole Lotta Love, and Immigrant Song. And of course, Whole Lotta Love is one of those everything in the kitchen sink 200-year beautiful thing with medleys, with Everybody Needs Somebody to Love, Boogie Chillin', That's All Right Mama, Going Down Slow. All kinds of good stuff. We're not playing that today. Nope. Shaking it up a bit. What I'm going to play today is I'm going to play the songs that the people in the audience were hearing for the first time, because they're Houses of the Holy tracks, and Houses of the Holy wasn't out yet. And in fact, I don't even know how far in the recording process they were, because, as you're going to hear, we are going to hear Robert introducing The Song Remains the Same under its original name, which was called The Campaign. And it's a little weird to hear, because it would just be like, ladies and gentlemen, I want to play a nice song for you called Billy Goes to the Store, and then you play Baba O'Reilly. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us hear the band playing The Campaign. And since Dario speed corrected this, it used to run a bit slow. It just sounds so much more lively in my ears anyways. Enjoy it. Oh, you know what? It is going to be the song remains the same, or the campaign, going right into the Rain song, because that's how they play it. So I'm keeping that as one track, but it still counts as two songs. And you get to hear how these things were on their first kind of the wings are still wet. They're just out of the chrysalis. So very, very neat. Here we go. Enjoy, my friends.
Right, this is one from... Hello. This is one from the 5th LP. It's called The Campaign. springtime of my loving, the second season I'm to know. You are the sunlight in my room, so little warmth I felt before. It isn't hard to feel me glowing. I watch the fire Arigato. What's the time?
Young Robert Plant, 24 years old, at that point, can you fucking believe it? Is asking what the time is because the boys, the band, had to catch a train to Tokyo. So that's why this concert can seem a bit rushed. That's why. It's a great performance. Energy's still great and everything. Japanese audiences are weird because you don't have the wild, rapturous roaring after numbers necessarily, because they're sitting and they're listening respectfully and they're enjoying it. I thought that was neat. And you know what was super neat? First thing I'm going to say, first of all, aside from the campaign, which is a great name, and it's interesting how it came out live performance-wise, almost fully formed, right down to the timpani work by Bonzo in The Song Remains the Same. And the Rain Song, very, very beautiful. Also, another thing with Jonesy's Mellotron, which is a keyboard instrument, analog keyboard instrument. This is before there were really great digital synthesizers. And it would work by having a bunch. Each key on the keyboard had its own tape loop of a specific orchestral instrument. So when you play that, it can sound like a string section because it's actually playing recordings of a string section playing that particular note. So that's how it works. It's also very finicky because it is analog and each key has to be in tune to each other, and it's done by tape loops, and tape is, plastic and can stretch or contract due to temperature, so it went out of tune all the time and was a giant pain in the ass, because can you imagine how something that sensitive and delicate would take to being broken down, packed up, driven in a truck, broken down, packed up, driven in a truck, night after night after night. Still great. Still enjoyed it. Hope you did too. Wow. I'm a little low. Hang on. I apologize. Oop. How's this? Is this a little better? Yeah, there's better. Sorry, guys. All right. What we have now is we have the spiel, which is just, you can find me where you can find me because you found me. I'm on everywhere except Spotify because they kicked me out. They could not handle my podcast. They insisted that the songs were songs and thereby should be on Spotify as songs and not as a podcast. I'm like, well, they're not songs that are on albums. They're songs that are recorded by people, public people, at concerts. Nope. So, bye-bye Spotify. Everywhere else, though, you can find me, which you found me, so we're already over that hurdle. I did mention the heartofmarkness.com earlier. That's the website I have where I post these shows, as well as links to the complete recording. That whole set list I read to you earlier. You can go to heartofmarkness.com right now, search for this show, and get it for free. And that's how that works. How is this possible? How is this generosity possible? Well, of course, it is possible due to the generosity of the Titans, upon whose shoulders rest this humble yet mighty podcast. I am, of course, speaking of my patrons. Patreon.com/heartofmarkness. If there's something there for you, you get your own shows every month just for you that nobody else gets to hear, with extra cool shit sometimes, man. Some really cool stuff. Jams with Jimmy Page that Jimmy's done with other artists, like last one I did was Bon Jovi, 1990. And very interesting, that one was. I mean, it was standard kind of rock and roll stuff, Lucille and things like that, or Good Golly Miss Molly, blues jams. But also they did a surprisingly decent performance of the Joe Cocker version of Little Help from My Friends, which, as you know, Jimmy Page was the guitar player on that. So that was kind of neat. And that's just the last one we did. I've got Jimmy jamming with Jeff Beck, Jimmy jamming with Chris Squire, Helen White, Jimmy jamming with Solid Ground, Jimmy jamming with Jaco Pastorius. It's all there on Patreon. Take a gander, patreon.com/heartofmarkness, or click the Patreon link on the website if you'd like. Now, these are currently the wonderful human beings who cover the cost of hosting the website on SoundCloud, hosting the website on DreamHost, the website itself, not the podcast, the cloud server where these shows are kept. Everything costs money. And thanks to these wonderful saints, this podcast can keep chugging on along. And a thank you, a Laurel and Hardy handshake go out to Ryan, John, Gary, Keith, Tilda, Steve, George, Big Ed, regular size Kenny, Picard, Wayne, Brad, Danielle, Tracy, other Supreme Superior David, Bonzo Billy, and Mimo. Poor Mimo. The first time I heard that name, I could not stop laughing, because it's just not a lot of Mimos here in Oregon. So hadn't dealt with that dyad of phonemes before, and it tickled me. Yay. Love you, Mimo. You are a wonderful human being, and I'm glad that you exist. Have we heard everything? No, we haven't heard everything. My goodness. Oh, shit. And I also forgot page 2 of my members. Apologies. I do this all the time. Not cool at all. Sorry, guys. A Laurel and Hardy handshake go out to Black Dragon, Keld, Mario C., Lance, and Rob from Melbourne, Australia. Thank you very much, friends. I love you very much. You make this possible, and you keep me honest. All right, back to our show. What I have to play for you now is possibly the last, but definitely one of the last performances of Over the Hills and Far Away, in which young Robert is singing in the original register, in the original notes on the album, that many have I loved, instead of many have I loved, many times been bitten, many times I've loved. I even got the lyrics wrong, but that's okay, because I'm not Robert Plant. So this is fantastic. And again, the first time the audience is hearing this. The album's not out. It hasn't been on the radio. This is all new stuff. And you know what it's like when you're at a show and they're like, yeah, we're going to play some songs from our new album. And people are like, just play Jumping Jack Flash or whatever. So it's still good. Over the Hills and Far Away. Very, very cool. Enjoy it, my friends. And go.
Track on 5th LP. What's a bit of problem here, actually? Did we can't see that bloke who's taking the pictures? Okay. This is our 5th LP. It's called Over the Hills and Far Away.
Sorry about that abrupt cut. I did that. The recording I got from Led Zeppelin Boots, he was kind enough to share this with me because he's a wonderful human being, wasn't broken up into tracks. It's just one long wave file, and I excised these tracks myself, and apparently I chopped off Over the Hills and Far Away a bit too soon. But still, maybe 10 seconds of stuff. Fucked it up. I'm sorry. Apologies. But yeah, just so you know, if you go to heartofmarkness.com and get this show, it is just one long wave file, like 900 something megs, and which is great. You can just play it on yourself because, you know, most people, almost nobody, burns CDs anymore. But if you are going to burn it or want it broken up into tracks so you can listen to specific tracks in like VLC or something, you're going to have to do that yourself. Apologies. But nonetheless, great recording, speed corrected, nice merge using source 2 as the primary source, filling the gaps with source 1, the mono source, which you heard switched over a touch in the Rain song. I hope you liked it, my friends. I will be back next week. Perhaps I'll even be back this week with a bonus episode. I did a Jimmy Page birthday episode the other day. That was literally off the cuff, zero preparation, just sitting, looking at fucking LinkedIn and Indeed and stuff and going, Jimmy Page's birthday, huh? Yeah. Should do a podcast. Yeah, I should, but I didn't plan anything. And then, I should do a podcast, so I just did it. All right, next Sunday I'll be back with, as it stands now, it might be a Robert Plant show from September of 1983, which was when Phil Collins was drumming with him. Very, 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 very good tour. Unless something else pops up and catches my eye between now and then. Otherwise, thank you very much for listening, and hope you're well. Please be well. Please be good to yourselves and each other, and talk to you soon. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.